Right, so first video for the channel. Just going to be using a slightly changed version of my original channel from a good few years ago. Haven't uploaded anything onto YouTube content wise in 3 years perhaps. Going to be specialising in things mostly like bushcraft, fieldcraft, primarily British country crafts and things like that, traditional camouflage, and just more traditional aspects of countryside living, I suppose. Maybe some forms of camouflage, especially like World War I cloak camouflage and techniques, some archery, things like that. Just thought a good way to start off like new videos on this channel and talk about just how the world's going at the minute. It seems to me that this coronavirus outbreak is going to be a lot worse than it is right now. I think we're just on the peak of the wave. Panic buying in all types of shops, from supermarkets, butchers, and even gun shops. Unfortunately, people seem to be really taking this thing to heart. Just today, went into the Army Navy shop in my local city, and just talking about how people have been buying crossbows and they just can't get any in stock, for example. Travelled across to the gun shop, where not only did they have a man on the till asking about crossbows, but they also had on 2 members of staff on 2 separate phones saying that they had no crossbows in stock. So obviously people, like most of the population in Britain, do not have any form of licensing for shotguns, or especially firearms and rifles and so on. Must be taking this really to heart and getting things that not only they could defend themselves with, but really sufficiently take large game with, which I think this is going to lead to like a lot of problems with crossbow ownership in the future, maybe through crime being committed with them. Like I say, I really think we're only on the peak of the wave, or the tip of the iceberg, as some people like to say, of this problem. I think for a couple of weeks a lot of people are going to be self-isolating things like that, but after a length of time, I think more people are going to be going out into the countryside and possibly causing a lot of problems, like competing with each other for food. Like I'm lucky in the sense that I grew up in a family where we went shooting and supplied a lot of our own meat sources, and through working in butchery and things like that. People panic buying in butchers purely because there's no meat in supermarkets like Asda and Morrison's, so on. So just taking the time today just to have a bit of a chill, because the last 3 days have been manic, really crazy about the amount of money being taken, things like that. Haven't been out in the woods for a while. Well, chill out, talk about this thing. Like I said, I can't stress enough, I really think this is just the beginning of something bigger. I think the most dangerous thing this disease has caused in all aspects is the reaction. It's had a massive knockdown effect on economies and things like that, and even like social aspects. People just aren't having conversations like they were when they meet each other in public anymore. Someone might have like an innocent cough on a bus and everyone's trying to get off at the next stop and ridiculous things like that. Or I had even someone I know cough on a metro or at an underground, and she was asked to get off by someone. So I think it's really sad, and just young people who are not really going to be affected by it really are feeling the heat, because we aren't really going to feel it, I don't believe. It seems to be a lot more people with ill health and elderly, of course, which it's right that we should be trying to protect them from every aspect of this problem we're having. So, but I say, content to look forward to in the future. I've just got myself some archery equipment, a longbow and things. I haven't shot any bows or did any archery in a very, very long time. Maybe some slingshot related content, shooting, hunting, simple things like even things like coppicing, woodland, and many aspects of country lifestyles, especially traditional, particularly early 20th century, late 19th century, even going back to maybe some medieval content, some more sense of, struggling for words, I haven't really written this down. I think I'm just going off the top of my head. Even some medieval or ancient crafts or techniques that are still in use today. Coppicing's been around for thousands of years to manage woodlands like we're sitting in right now. I think it's a really important part of British the British landscape, to be frank. Of course, might do some more stuff that's related to the American frontier and mountain men and stuff like that, but primarily this is what it'll be. British traditional country crafts and techniques of doing things, camouflage, even maybe like put some shooting content on there. I don't think I'm going to be primarily a hunting channel where like I'm doing scope cam shots or anything like that, but maybe some clips of like driven days on pheasant shoots or whatever. Game keeping. There's another thing I'm quite interested in is doing some game rearing videos, going off traditional techniques from many years ago, which have sadly been phased out. So I just thought I would take the time just to have a bit of a sit down, talk about how the world's going at the minute, and tell you what the channel's going to be about, really, because I think this is going to be the starting point of a completely different change in my previous YouTube channel. If you've followed me on Instagram, you'll get an idea of the sort of thing I post, and it's just going to be more like videos and things. That's so I can get a more efficient way of showing techniques. One thing is training gun dogs, things like that. If you wonder what the rustling is, I have got my dog with us. She's tied up next to me and she's just having a bit of a sniff about. So I just thought, like I say, I thought I would just take the time just to have a word about how the world's going, concerns, and what the channel's going to be about. So if you like this sort of thing, make sure to subscribe and support me in creating this content, which I hope many people find